You want to know who black people kill a disproportionate number of? We do kill a disproportionate number of white people, which is completely understandable at this point in time. I will say that that's understandable. We're not killing each other. We're out here killing these crackers, which...
Jeanette Norris's broken nose tells only part of the story. She says 2 customers at her Quick Chick stand Thursday complained their food was cold. After a few minutes back and forth, Jeanette says she refunded their money, but...
She went berserk. She just lost it. Him and her both started cussing and beating on the window.
Norris came outside to tell them police were on the way when the woman started punching and slapping her in the face. What Jeanette couldn't see as she staggered back inside was her daughter getting out of the truck to help.
One of my employees started shouting, "He's got her, he's got her." And that's when I found out that he had hit her. Who does that to a child? Who turns around and hits her like he would a grown man? He needs putting up under the jail.
Even veteran officers like Baxley's police chief say they've never seen an unprovoked attack like this.
Camera surveillance footage that we put out tells it all. I mean, it's just brutality.
The suspects in the case, Eric and Latasha Smith, face several felony warrants. Chief Godfrey says they've been flooded by tips from WTOC viewers who recognize the two, something that makes the Norrises grateful.
You hear the old thing, what, the people don't want to get involved? They got involved.
Between Facebook and social media and you guys at WTOC is amazing, the responses we've had from people.
Black people are in a state of emergency. Our lives are literally on the line.
Racial injustice enacted on us by white people.
Early Friday morning, 2 African-American men sexually assaulted the woman outside the Mission Viejo shopping center at Hampton and Chambers. Police say the victim, who is white, didn't know the attackers. During the assault, the men yelled racial slurs at the woman before taking off. Aurora police would not comment on whether the case is being classified as a bias-related attack.
I'm afraid, I'm scared.
Mirna Ontiveros works at the shopping center and was recently robbed at gunpoint. She says despite the surveillance cameras, she'd like to see a bigger police presence.
I really hope they find them because we don't feel safe. And I hope she's okay, and that hopefully we have more protection around this area.
Who was punched outside a deli in Queens 4 months ago has died. Surveillance video showed 69-year-old Eve Gentalian being hit in the head outside the King's Deli in Jamaica last October. She fell to the ground. She was taken to the hospital with a serious head injury. Police arrested 29-year-old Richard Springer about 2 weeks after the attack. He was charged with, it's hard to watch, he was charged with robbery and assault. Police now say Gentalian's death is being ruled a homicide.
I was walking with 3 of my friends from both China and Taiwan, and suddenly when we were crossing the crosswalk, there is a car just rushed through us, driven by an African American, shouting that go back to your home, like go back from where you are from. The point I'm making here is that we should not distinguish people by their race or gender or anything. Black people can be racist. White people, sorry. Oh no. I will make it. I will drag this out. Let her talk. Let her talk.
Hey man, right there. Hey nigga, really saw me on my way and served them. Hey man, hold on, man.
Care about black lives, set on racial equality, racism and white supremacy.
Anti-black racist. Racism, white supremacy.
A white privilege, the racist history of this racism, a legacy of racism. We can't change it unless we address it. Questions about race are systemic issues. White people's white privilege, extend that privilege so that you can dismantle it.
White people.
You know what I mean?
This is a
people of African descent space. If you are not of African descent, please go to the outside of the circle.
Yeah, Carrie, this happened back in May, but this woman contacted us to tell us her story after seeing that this continues to happen to other innocent people around our city. Now, as you can imagine, she is still too afraid to show her face. So listen and watch as she tells what happened to her. You'll see the video caught by this camera.
I've never really been punched like that.
Yeah.
I'd initially come out in the back corner right there, near the courtyard, Marriott. Turned the corner here to bye to my coworkers and had an inkling to look behind me. I kind of felt something, so I looked behind me.
Did you hear somebody walking up on you or a group of people?
I didn't. I'm actually usually pretty vigilant as it is, just because I'm always looking around me. And at that point, the girl in front was already at 5 feet off me.
So are they running towards you?
They are running towards me, kind of like dancing and screaming. So, you know, like a good 95% of me knew kind of exactly what was happening at that point. The one girl kind of grabbed me. I remember being midair for a good 25 seconds where they were just hitting me. So then I finally did a little kind of twist and fell down. Then they continued to hit me and kick me, and my shoe fell off at one point. One of the girls had my shoe and was actually using that to continue to hit me.
So when you say midair, because we see in the video, they kind of fling you to the ground.
Exactly.
So do they kind of grab you up and then throw you down?
They do. They grab me up and throw me, and it's funny because the shortest part of it all, the part where I was in the air, is the part that I remember most.
Yeah.
Is where they kind of got their first punches on my face, but their primary concern seemed to be laughing and beating on me.
So
basically.
this seemed like a group of teens, and you said they were all girls.
All girls.
Like it
four
appears
girls.
that they were doing this for fun.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like they grabbed your cell phone or grabbed your purse.
Exactly.
It seemed like they wanted to beat you up.
Absolutely.
And that's not the only assault that it appears teens carried out for fun. July 29th, 3 Mastery Charter School students in this surveillance video allegedly jumped an unsuspecting man and beat him up. He had bruises to his head and face. The 3 turned themselves in last week. Then, July 31st, check out what happened to this guy. Here's still pictures. He has stitches to his face, a fractured skull. Christopher Dean says a group of teens attacked him. This happened all while he was riding his bike on Kelly Drive. Now, back here live, none of these incidents appear to be burglaries. People weren't robbed. Nothing was taken from them. It appears that this is just teens gone wild doing this stuff for fun.
I have to get up here in front of a bunch of screaming white racists to save my life fucking kids!
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!